Hello everyone, welcome to my new lecture. In the previous lecture I have already shown you the linear and non-linear elements, and in this new chapter, in this lecture I am going to tell you about active and passive elements. Okay, so write down active. How can you know that whether an element is active or passive in a circuit? See, the function of active element is it delivers power to the system, okay, or it delivers power to the circuit. So it delivers power to the circuit. And what is passive element? Passive means it kind of absorbs energy or power from the system, from these active elements. However, there are some variations for these passive elements, and I will show you in the examples. Okay. So now, what are the active elements that you know in a circuit? Active elements. Generally, the voltage source and the current source. This voltage source and current source are known as active elements of a circuit, electrical circuit. Okay. And what are the passive elements of a circuit? Passive elements. See, first one is resistor, inductor, and capacitor. Okay. So the property that resistor have is resistance. Okay. Inductor has inductance, and capacitor has capacitance. So what is actually resistance? Resistance, it opposes the flow of current in a circuit. Okay. And what is inductance? It opposes the change in current. Okay. It opposes the flow of current and it opposes the change in the current. And what is the capacitance? Capacitance, it opposes the change in voltage. So resistor opposes the flow of current, inductor opposes the change in current, and capacitor opposes the change in voltage. Okay. So some may think that, sir, the opposite the flow of current and the opposition to the change in current are actually same. No, it is not same. Opposition to the flow of current means a current is trying to flow from a path and some opposition is given so that the current can flow. Okay. But opposition to the change in current means, suppose there is a conductor, okay, and initially there was 2 ampere current which was flowing through it, and now suddenly someone is trying to pass 3 ampere current from it. Okay, initially there were 2 ampere current flowing from it, and now suddenly someone is trying to flow 3 ampere current through this path, and you are trying to oppose the change in current, so you will oppose this sudden change of value 2 ampere to 3 ampere. This is the function of inductor or inductance. Similarly, if there is a conductor and these are two terminals, the potential difference between these 2 points may be 2 volt. Okay, and now if someone is trying to increase this potential difference by using some device, suppose he is trying to make it 3 volt, and if you put a capacitor here, the capacitor will oppose this sudden change of voltage. Okay. And now moving into the graphical analysis of active passive element, just like we did in the linear non-linear part. Okay, so the graphical analysis of active passive element. Again, we will look into the VI characteristics of the element. Okay, the VI characteristics of the elements. But before approaching this method, you should have the better idea about slope or straight line. Okay, so first of all, I'm trying to teach you the straight line equation. So tell me, what do you know about slope? See, slope is the tangent of angle. Sorry, I mean tan of the angle made by the straight line with the positive part of x-axis. Okay, see, suppose this graph, and this is positive x-axis, this is the negative side of x-axis, and I've said the slope is the tan of angle made by the straight line with the positive part of x-axis. So this is the straight line, this is the straight line, and what is the angle made here? Maybe this is theta. I don't know the value of theta. I am assuming the angle to be theta. Okay, then what will be the tan of the angle? It will be tan theta, and this is the slope. So slope is tan theta, and what is this theta? This theta is the angle made by the straight line with the positive part of the x-axis. Clear? And slope is also denoted by m. So m equals to tan theta. Now remember one thing, this you have learned in class 11 standard. Okay, this all sine, tan, cos, means first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. So tell me, in which quadrant the value of tan will be positive? In first and third quadrant, right? And in which quadrant the value of tan will be negative? In second and fourth quadrant, right? So the value of tan will be positive in first and third quadrant. So what will be the value of tan theta? It is slope. So tell me, when tan theta is positive, tan theta will be positive in first and third quadrant. Why? Because in first and third quadrant this all and this is tan. Okay, and tell me when tan theta will be negative? In second and fourth quadrant. Why? Because in second and fourth quadrant, in second is for sine and cos quadrant is fourth quadrant is for cos. Okay, so here the value of tan will be negative. So from this I can tell you that slope will be positive in first and third quadrant and slope will be negative in second and fourth quadrant. Clear na? But now for graphical analysis, remember, for an active element the slope will be negative. The slope will be negative. Okay, so tell me, in which quadrant the slope is negative? In second and fourth quadrant, because the second and fourth quadrant is not for tan. Here the value of tan is negative. That is why slope will be negative in second and fourth quadrant. Second and fourth. So when the VI characteristics of any element lies in second and fourth or second or fourth, okay, then that element will be known as active element. And for a passive element, this slope should be positive for all time. Okay, this is important, for all time. Write down, slope is positive for all time. Why all time? Okay, I will explain it to later. Okay, now see, slope is positive in which quadrant? First and third quadrant. Oh, it's raining outside. Bapre. Okay, so slope is positive in first and third quadrant. So why I have mentioned that for all time? What is the meaning of this for all time? Because in there are some VI characteristics where you can see that the slope is negative for some time, okay, or it may lie in first and fourth quadrant or second and third quadrant. In those cases the slope will be negative for some time, and if the slope is negative for any time, any single moment, then it will be called active element, not passive. Okay, so remember, for a VI characteristics lying on first and fourth quadrant or second and third quadrant also, it will be known as active element. So an element will be passive only when it lies on first quadrant, second quadrant or first and third quadrant. Okay, or in all these cases the element will be known as an active element. So now the question is, show that resistor is a passive element. Tell me, how is the VI characteristics of resistor? The formula is V equals to IR, and as I've already mentioned, then it is almost similar to y equals to mx, right? It is similar to y equals to mx, and the Vi characteristics looks like this. No, it passes through origin, okay. So this is I, this is V. Now you tell me, this curve or this straight line lies on first and third quadrant. So whether slope is positive or negative, first and third quadrant means first is for all and this is for tan. So here the slope is positive, tan is positive, so slope is positive, okay. So slope is positive here, and slope positive means the element should be passive. So thus resistor is a passive element, okay. So now the graphical analysis. So there are 4 examples I have taken, okay. So in this first example, see, the straight line is lying on first and third quadrant, just like V equals to I here, okay. So it is an active passive element, sorry, it is a passive element. Why? Because the slope is positive, and if slope is positive the element will be passive, and if the slope is negative the element will be active. In this case, the straight line lying on second and fourth quadrant, so slope is negative, and if slope is negative then it is active element for sure. In this case, see, there is no part of the graph in the negative side, okay. I don't care, because in case of active and passive there is no such condition that the graph should be continued for all time, okay. It can be discrete. So in this case the graph may start from 0 also, there should not be any negative part, okay. Still the slope is positive. Why? Because it is lying on the first quadrant. So if the slope is positive then it should be an passive element, okay. In this case, see, the curve, this is a curve lying on first and fourth quadrant. So the curve is lying on first and fourth quadrant, and as I have already mentioned, a graph lying on first and fourth quadrant will be the characteristics of an active element. So this will be active, okay. Like this graph also, this graph is also lying on second and third quadrant, so here also it will be active, okay. So this is how you can tell from a graphical analysis that whether the element is active or passive.